Alrighty guys, back here again, working on the fireplaces still. I removed one of the stands off one of the fans, so I was able to get 3 inside of there. Now I'm gonna take you guys off the tripod again. Nice feature, so I don't have to spin you guys around. Same tripod, by the way. Okay, so I have, which I gotta move this wire, these wires off there a little bit. I may have to get some wire ties or just use the tape, but as you can see, I have them pointed up, and then the one without the stand that I took the stand off is pointed straight up. So hopefully this will make enough airflow to solve a lot of stuff. I'm gonna tape these together so they're off the pipes and everything, but yeah. And then I'll put you back on the tripod for a second here and show you. I was really thankful there was only 2 wires connecting to the blower motor, the original one for this fireplace, because back there was a rat's nest of wires like you saw. And if you missed that, go check out my video. So right here I have the USB cables off those fans that were in, that are now in the fireplace, and I'm just gonna leave this off the unit. It doesn't require a gasket, so it's fresh air. This was probably an exhaust of some type, because it has the gasket on. So, and I used a wire to fish the USB cables back through here, and it worked well with a little bit of electrical tape. And then I can just hook up my 12-volt thing and test this out. However, I'm not going to test it very long because I have messed up the gasket on the somebody's making a lot of noise out there. I got the front door open and the window open, but maybe somebody's cutting the grass. Could be the landlord. I don't know. We'll find out. I think it is. There he was, the landlord. Alright, I'm gonna shut this off, and because it's gonna be noisy for a little bit with him cutting the grass, but I'm gonna continue on setting up the fireplace. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm gonna test this fireplace out now. I'm gonna plug the 12-volt in to the old power pack and see what the flow is. Now I don't have the I don't have my back plate installed because I have to repair the gasket, so I can't test it with heat while I'm here, which is kind of wonderful. Not what I wanted to do, but yeah, I still got lots of wire. I'm gonna plug this in to the power pack, the 12 volts, and we'll see what happens. So obviously this thing lit up, which is a good indicator. Well, that'll tell me that I have power going to it. And obviously you can hear the fans. Well, maybe not over the vacuum, but open this up. I picked the noisiest of the bunch of fans that I have for this, so I could actually hear them. Now some of the air is coming out of here, which is not good. It'll be sealed with that plate once I repair this gasket. It's very important to repair the gasket If you don't want to buy gasket material like this, high temperature silicone will work. Okay, so I'm going to try and feel the airflow coming out of this thing. I gotta take my gloves off though. Can't really gauge it. Oop. I do feel airflow, and it's more even now. It's on this side, it's on the front, and it's on this outside as well. And I put some tape around all the wires back there to keep them organized and off the walls so they don't melt or some craziness. I'm gonna have to possibly adjust this to get some more airflow, and I will do that right now. So let me stand you guys up over here, hopefully. Or maybe even back here. That might work. Okay, so it's okay. I'm sure when I hold the plate on there it'll be better. It is throwing the heat. What? I can really feel it at the bottom here, guys. A lot better than the old fan, that's for sure. I'll have to test it though as well. And then I can always adjust it as I go. I can even turn the bottom two fans down, and so they're kind of, you know, functioning, all blowing up at the same time. So I'm going to do that, and do that. I think that worked. Yeah, that's blowing a lot better. A little noisy, but I can try and turn them down a little bit more too. Put the plate on there. Let's see. I can feel it more on the bottom here. Okay. kind of experimenting here, guys, so we'll see what the hell I can find. Pull the trivet out, make it easier to feel. Yeah, I can feel that. Okay. So I just had to get in a little closer. And if I angle this like that, it should be even better. That is actually a lot better. So the center fan, I angled up a bit so it's following the curve more at the top. I'll bring you guys in to see that. So the two, I'll take you off the tripod again. Kind of annoying. You have to keep doing that, but it gives you a better look. So I tilted the 3 USB fans so they're facing straight up basically. And this top one is kind of tilted on the curve of this plate more to shoot the air up out of here better. See, I can feel that pretty strong there. It's not, like, I won't know until I test this, guys, how good this is, type of thing. But it's a step forward, that's for sure, because now, why am I doing this? I'm going from this motor that runs on 120 volts and about 50 watts down to 3 fans that run on 12 volts, and I haven't measured the wattage, the 3 pole, but I know it's way less than this thing, 100%. So I can run these directly off the battery, a 12 volt battery like I'm doing, whereas this I have to have an inverter and it drains the battery down sooner. So this is long term and that is kind of a crappy short term. So this is modding my fireplace so it's off-grid friendly. And I'm gonna have to test this out. There's a lot of airflow in here, so once I seal this up, I'll have a better idea of what's going on. So until then though, I gotta repair this gasket and all that good stuff, so I'll shut down for now. So far so good. Alrighty guys. Oh jeez. Oh. Whacked my knee off that. Okay, so my dad stopped in and he brought me a Pepsi and a couple donuts, I guess, for my like a birthday treat or something, I guess. So I'll have those later after I cook dinner on there. So what I'm gonna do, guys, he brought also the silicone. I got some high temperature silicone gasket maker. And I'm going to hopefully replace the gasket areas here. So I'm going to zoom in. Okay, that'll work. And I can actually shut this. Get that out of the way. So what I want to do is I'm going to put some of the silicone on the back of the areas that have gone missing there, and then I can put the hopefully put the gasket back on there, and it will stick through the silicone and do its thing. So I'm going to use a screwdriver for this, and I'm just going to paste the silicone along that edge, and it should hold the gasket in place and do its thing. And I showed my dad the fans and everything with the fireplace and all that good stuff, and he said, oh yeah, pretty good. But once I get the gasket on here, guys, and I let it set up and dry a bit, I will actually be able to test this tonight and see how well the airflow is. I did not bring the airflow meter, which I should have, but that's the way it goes, I guess. Then I got some paper towels ready to wipe the screwdriver off, so I don't have to peel that stuff off the screwdriver if it ever dries on there. And then we'll go from there. I may have to strip off the rest of the gasket, even though it's held up without falling off, and then I can continue on here siliconing the gasket in place so it stays put. Guess I could have just squirted the bottle on there, but this seems to be working okay. I like getting this stuff in the smaller tubes because it's easier to handle than the silicone guns. And normally you're not making huge amounts of gaskets and stuff anyway, so you don't need a whole bunch. Alrighty. I can put some in behind that piece as well, because it's loose on there. Whoops. There we go. See, it just holds it right in place there. You can really hear the traffic through the vent. It's kind of crazy. But then again, it's pointed outside at the road, so I will wipe this thing off. And start putting the gasket on, guys. So give me a second here. Okay, so I'll do this big strip first, I guess. And that one on the bottom. Okay, and I'm just going to gently press that in a bit. Wonderful. And then I have the other piece here, which is the corner. And just gently, not really squishing it in tight, just enough to have some grip, because when the plate goes on, it will do that for you. And this will be actually a permanent fix once I'm done. Let's see, I think it went like this. Is that it? Yep. Okay. Just tapping that in. And now I can actually put that plate in and go from there. So once I put the plate in, guys, I will come back with you, and I'm actually going to let it set up for an hour or two before I put the heat to it. Just good practice, I would think. And all that good fun stuff. Or I can actually run it for like a little bit of time, test out the fan and the blowing, and then shut it off and let it rest. And that could cure it as well. But that looks good. The gasket is repaired. The fans are in place. And all I have to do now is put all this stuff back in, the bottom tray, and all that fun stuff. So like I say, guys, don't do this at home. I'm trying to make this fireplace off the grid and more energy efficient by putting 12 volt fans in here instead of 120 volt fans. So I can run this thing without an inverter in the winter time, which is gonna save huge amounts of power, huge. So I'm gonna shut off for now, guys. I'm gonna put this plate on, and like I say, I'll get back to you. All right, that's it for now.